Hey now, it's Anthony with A&A Lawn and Mobile Car Wash Services. Um, I did this video on August the 20th, 2015, which was on a Thursday. And on this particular Thursday, I would have had 4 yards to do, but uh, as I was talking about in the earlier posts, we haven't got much rain. We started to get a little, but it's not enough, and ground is still dried out, and yards are looking like they're going dormant. And I'm still getting those phone calls and telling people telling me not to come, so I have to do what I gotta do. So what I did was I just sent out a text to all my lawn clients and all my car wash clients, and the text said $20 car wash, cars only. This includes interior. And immediately I got like 5 or 6 texts, and then I received some texts on that Thursday. I actually sent out the text the Wednesday, the day before, and like I said, I got some people to respond that day, and then the day of the special, I got a few more. So I ended up washing about 6 or 7 cars that day, and I only did video of 3 of them. I didn't feel like recording all those car washes because I was moving around, going from property to property. But most of my lawn clients are my car wash clients. I do have a few car wash clients that I don't do their yard, and which is a good thing because it gives me some options. And on this particular Thursday, I would have made about $200 cutting yards, but they all called and told me not to come. So I had to do what I got to do what I got to do, So the funny thing about it is, the special was for $20, and not one person paid me $20. Everybody paid me anywhere from $25 to $30, which I normally charge for a car wash. I charge anywhere from $25 to $35, and that will cover small to large sedans. And that includes, of course, the washing of the exterior, tire dressing, door jams, vacuum, and I wipe your interior down. So if you have leather seats, I wipe that down. Your dashboard, with mild soap and water, and just clean the car up real good. And it usually takes me maybe about an hour and a half to wash a car. I don't know why it takes me longer to wash a car than it does to cut a yard, but I don't know. I feel like I'm doing them quickly, but when I look at my phone, when I look at my clock, I'm like, wow, I was here for about an hour and 30 minutes, But I do a good job, and I always get compliments on my work. People drive by and they stop, and they ask me how much do I charge, and I usually end up giving me a card. And some of them don't call and some of them do call, but it's all good because this gets me exposure. This is in a nice neighborhood, and people driving by see what I'm doing, and I have my signs on my truck, so they write my number down. And I get a lot of business like this because this is actually advertising, for me, even though I'm getting paid to advertise actually. So running a special like this is not all that bad because I actually, at first, I was like, I'm gonna run a special, and I was thinking about, man, look at all the money I'm losing because I'm finna lose $5 per car off the rip because, I'm running this special, and I usually, like I said, my starting price for cars is at 25. I mean, the smallest car is $25. I don't care if it's a if it's a smart car, $25. So I'm just like, man, I'm finna lose, $5 each vehicle. But actually, I ended up still getting that, getting what I usually charge, because I do such a good job. They tip me, and I mean, around these parts, I mean, $20 for a car wash is pretty cheap. And and like I said, I'm getting paid to advertise, because while I'm doing this, people see, oh, that's the same guy, because this lady's car here, I cut her yard. And actually, how I met her is I used to go to office buildings and put flyers on cars for my car wash. And on one side it has my lawn service. On the other side of the postcard it has my my detail services. So she called me up one day, and I came out and I washed her car. And she asked me, "Oh, what is this? All you do?" And I told her, "No, I also I work for myself, but I also do lawns and lawn care." And she was like, "Oh wow, I need someone to do my yard and this." So I ended up started doing her yard. Met her husband, so he has a nice car too. He has a Jag, and I also do his cars. So it's all right for me. I make good money doing this, and like I said, anytime I can get out there and wash a car, I'm actually advertising. Because actually, to be honest, I do more cars. No, I'm sorry. I do more lawns than I do cars. Like, I could go a whole month and not wash one car. So this keeps reminding people, oh yeah, he does cars too. Because even though it's on my truck clear as day, some people forget that I do cars. Like, some of my when I send out text messages, this lady was like, "Man, I forgot that you do cars." So I think I'm gonna run more of these specials, especially when it's slow right now. I'm gonna run more specials. I sent a special out for this whole week, which is a SUV and truck special. Um, for small SUVs, I start at about $40, anywhere from 40 to $50 for small SUVs and trucks. And the large SUVs start from 55 to $65. So I'm running a special for small to mid-size SUVs and trucks, $35. So I'm gonna see how many responses that get, and I'm just gonna keep pushing, keep grinding. I'm not gonna let this drought slow me down. I'm not making the money that I would have made had the grass been growing, but there's nothing I can do about that. I can't make these folks water their lawn, so I got to get out here and do what I got to do. So like I said in the earlier post, some money is better than no money. And here's another vehicle that I do, and she's also a lawn client, and she has this. I love this car. It's nice. I mean, it's a lot of these Camaros floating around the city, but and that's the only reason why I wouldn't get one, because me, when I get something, I want to be a little unique. I get something that not everybody has, but. And you see these cars everywhere, but I still love them, And she responded to me. She was one of the ones that responded to me immediately. And when I got done with her car, she gave me $25. So when she only had to give me 20, so they every last one of them tipped me, and which was a blessing for me. because I actually uh, made more money than I thought I was gonna make that day, because actually I end up making over 200 bucks. So that's funny. I mean, I ended up making more money than I would have made had I just did my 4 yards and went home. Because trust me, if I had to do those 4 yards, I wouldn't have sent out a text, and ran this special for cars or whatever. But like I said, I gotta do something, and I gotta do something. And I wanted to get the other side of this vehicle while when I was watching it, but I was kind of paranoid of the cars and people passing by, so I had to just only shoot it from this side, because it's actually her yard. This is a residential area, but it's a very busy street, so I didn't want anybody to back into my camera and tear up my camera. So I only shot it from this side of the car. And I give you a little information about mobile detailing, just about washing the car, period. Microfiber soft cloths is the key, and keeping the car wet, that's the key. You don't want to get your mitts dirty, and you don't want to get the water dirty. So I wash the car a certain way. Some people use 2-bucket method and all that. I sometimes do that. Depends on how dirty the car is. I like to, as you saw earlier in the video, I like to spray the car down real good and get all that dirt, and loosen that dirt up and knock some of that dirt off before I actually put the suds on it. And like I said, I like to spray from the top down, and all the dirt that's on top of the car, run down the sides, and everything is spread down. And I never want to spray, like if I wash one side of the vehicle, I never want to spray the water to that side, spray the dirt back on that side if I've already washed that vehicle. So what I do is always spray spray from top to bottom. And also the key is keeping the car wet. On a sunny day, today it was cloudy. It looked like it was gonna rain, but it never did. It was dark clouds, you could hear the thunder, and it never rained. So I just kept working. But especially on a hot sunny day, you want to keep that car wet. Even if you already sprayed it off, you want to keep it wet. And also, as you see here, I'm spraying the door jambs. Because now I'm pulling out the floor mats. Tuesday was pretty dirty, but I like to spray the door jambs. I cannot stand dirty door jambs. My pet peeve is when someone wash a car, and those are rubber floor mats right there that I'm spraying off. And I like to spray all the dirt and stuff off of them. But my pet peeves are dirty wheel wells and dirty door jambs. To me, if you wash your car, and you can have the body clean as all that doors, have those tires clean, armor all on the tire, and when you look up under there, you got caked up dirt in your wheel wells. It just makes the car look like it wasn't even washed. Or when you open those door jambs, or when these women wear these nice dresses and they close their dress in the door jam and it's black and everything, I cannot stand dirty door jambs. If I open the door and I see that they're extremely dirty, I spray them. I spray a good degrees in there, and I spray them down real good. And sometimes I actually wash them. Like I actually soap and water and wash them out and spray them off and dry them off. And I think those little small things that you do makes the car look cleaner, and it satisfies the customer. because the customer won't actually know. Sometimes, if they're not into cars or that particular about things, they won't know why it's so clean. They'll be like, man, it's so clean. But it's just the little small things that you do, and it's just like doing yards. Like if you cut a yard, like let's say if someone was getting their yard cut, and you get a new client and they was getting their yard cut by somebody else, and all they did was just weed eat up against the house and weed eat around trees. They didn't put an edge on it. They just cut the yard, and they might have weedy up against the fence and things of that nature, but they didn't put a good edge on it. It looks okay. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look all that good, but some people really don't care how the yard look. They just want the yard cut. And when you come and you put that edge on it, that little bit makes a big difference. If you cut, like, just try, you cut a yard and don't edge it, look, and then you edge it, look at the difference. It's the same thing with the cars. You get the door jambs, you get the tire wheels. I actually squeeze my hand up under there and wipe what I can wipe. I even spray tire dressing in there to give it that black look, so you wouldn't see all the brown and all the dirt, the dirt marks and stuff like that, the areas that I couldn't get. But I do spray the greaser under there and hit it with my pressure washer. Sometimes I turn the pressure up high, it's not going to hurt anything, and to get all that to loosen that dirt and get all that excess dirt off of there. And that makes a big difference. And I like to use this is called, these towels that I'm using are called absorbers. Some people call them shimmies. And what they do is they absorb water, and you can wring them out and they're dry again, and you just keep going. Like a microfiber towel sometimes have the same effect, but sometimes they still seem kind of wet to me. So I like to use absorbers. Sometimes I do use microfiber towels, but mostly I'm going to use absorbers, and I have several of them. I like to use two mitts, two absorbers, so I wouldn't get any handprints on the car. And also it helps you wash and dry quicker using both of your hands, and it's a good workout. It keeps my biceps and triceps and all that looking good. I don't get a chance to work out a lot because I'm actually trying to run my business, but I'm gonna try to squeeze some time to start working out, and hopefully I can make some videos of that. I used to box a little bit. I want to get back into that and just stay in shape. I don't think I'm too far out of shape, but it is what it is. You guys know how it is, but I like I said, I started early this morning, and I did about 7 cars, so I only filmed 3. And after this car, it'll be the last car. I didn't show before and after shots of a lot of them. I'm just basically showing you what I did right here. I'm putting the armor all on there, and I like this. Sometimes I'm not really consistent on this. Usually it's better to put the armor all on. It's better to put the armor all on after you finish drying the car off. No, before you dry the car off, so that way it's soaking in, and it's it stops dripping and everything. You give it a chance to soak in, just in case your customer is going to be leaving soon after, because if you spray it on there last, it'll be still wet, and when your customer drives off, it'll sling it all back on the vehicle. So you know, if that's the case, you might want to wipe it on. But I show that sometimes you wipe it too hard that you actually not wiping it on there, you're wiping it off. But here's the finished results of the vehicle. And you saw me wiping down the interior. I just use a little mild soap and water mix, and with a microfiber top while I'm wiping down the interior. Nothing too harsh. And this is how the vehicle looked when I got done. I mean, I love this car. It's a nice car. I'm gonna see if she'll let me borrow it for a couple days. Well, I actually washed from sun up to sundown, and now I'm back in my neighborhood. This is my neighborhood and one of my neighbors. And while I was doing the car, one of my other neighbors stopped me and wanted to know how much I would charge, and I told him I'd give him a deal. They had 2 SUVs, and I can make me a quick $70 washing their SUVs. Actually, I you know, 2 SUVs, that's $100 easy. But you know, hey, I know I'm gonna be still slow for a couple of more weeks, so you know, I'm gonna run these specials. I'm gonna run me a special every day. I'm sorry, every week. So you know, today was just cars. This week will be, and I may coming back and run another one back on the cars again, and start doing some free waxes, some free shampoos, things like that, like something like a get a car wash and a wax for $40, you know, something like that. We got some neighbors here walking by. I could do something like get a car wash and a wax and get a shampoo free. So a car wash and a wax for this type of car will be $50, and you get the shampoo free. Or get a car wash and a shampoo will be $50, and you can get the wax free. You know, I can just flip it any kind of way. Or I can be like, hey, get a car wash and get a wax for free. You know, because a car wash is about $35. So hey, I'll say, hey, we can get a car. You can get a car wash and get a free wax job. And a lot of people will jump on things like that. When you put that word free in there or a deal, you know, people jump to it. And you know, I mean, my supplies are very minimal. Overhead is very small, so I'm turning over a huge profit. You know, because I can go and buy $20 worth of, you know, go to the dollar store and buy $20 worth of car wash supplies and make, you know, $200 easy. So you know, my costs are not very high, so I can play around with the prices, still make a decent profit. You know, so as you can see, it's starting to get darker. And when I finished this car, it was pitch black dark. It was about 8:30 at night. And this lady gave me $30 for washing her car. And actually, I do a lot of cleanups for this lady in the fall and in the winter time. You know, she has a lot of trees in her backyard, so this is what I actually do for her. I actually do a lot of cleanings. I mean, a lot of cleanups for her. And she also had a car that I did earlier this year that she was selling, and I cleaned the car up and it sold. So I like to think I had a little something to do with that. And that was pretty cool. Oh yeah, here's the president. That was the president of the homeowners association just walking by. I don't know if you saw it. She sped up the video, so she came by pretty quick. And right here, as you can see, I'm talking to her neighbor. I'm actually talking to her neighbor. That's the neighbor who came up to ask me how much would it cost to wash his vehicles. So, then now I just walked off and went in my truck to get him a card. So, like I said, this is advertising because they see me in the neighborhood and they see the signs on my truck. And sometimes when people are used to something, they don't pay any attention to it because they're used to seeing me all the time. But once they actually see you out here working and they're close enough to come speak to you, they'll come up to you. So like I said, this was good. This was a good day for me because I got me a little exposure today, and I made another contact today, and I made some money today. So it was a good day. I cannot complain. And in this type of business, you can't sit around and wait for things to come to you. You have to go out there and get it. You can't wait for it to come to you. You can't just sit on your butt. You're gonna have to get up and make it happen. Because everything is not gonna come to you. You're gonna have to go to it. Because these people would have never called me had I not sent out those text messages. They made it waited till their car got extremely dirty, or they got to a point like, man, I need a car wash. But like I said, they would have never called me. So sometimes every now and then, like, I don't send out a lot of texts because I don't want to bombard them with text messages of specials and stuff like that and harass them and stuff like that, because that can get annoying. I don't do that, but every now and again, maybe once every 2 months, I'm gonna do it a little more, but not to the point where I'm doing it every day or every week. I may do it maybe twice a month just to let them know, hey, I'm here. I do cars too, because like I said, they forget that I do cars. But I appreciate you guys for watching and subscribing, and I'm gonna bring more of these videos to you guys, and I want my channel to be big and I want it to grow, and I'm gonna do more videos. Some days I do a yard and a car all in the same day. And, I'm gonna start making more and more videos. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna let this drought, I'm not gonna let this slow week get me down. I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm not gonna stop. If I got 1 yard, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do that 1 yard. So I want to thank you guys for watching my channel, and spread the word. Tell people it's another long guy out there. It's another long guy out there doing good work. He also details cars too. Spread the word. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you at the next car wash or at the next lawn site. Bye.